Hey guys, welcome to another video, one that I'm so excited about because today I'm going to be talking about Kathleen Kelly. This is an idea I had a couple days ago and just knew I needed to make this video. So what I'm going to be doing is sharing books that I think Kathleen Kelly would like. If you have no idea who Kathleen Kelly is, can you even call yourself a bookworm? So Kathleen Kelly is the main character in You've Got Mail. And she's played by Meg Ryan, starring Tom Hanks as the, romantic love interest, I guess. If you've never watched You've Got Mail, please stop this video and go do that right now. If you've watched You've Got Mail and you didn't like it, do not tell me that. I do not need to know that. And if you liked You've Got Mail, then this is a video for you. So, I was thinking about the kinds of books that Kathleen Kelly would like. We all know she likes Pride and Prejudice.
Pride and Prejudice.
Do you mind?
I bet you read that book every year. I bet you just love that Mr. Darcy.
That is really, other than children's books, I think the only adult book mentioned in the video. So I started thinking about the kinds of books that I think Kathleen Kelly would like. And I made it trickier because I also wanted to make it books that I have read. I think Kathleen Kelly would probably like romance books, but I don't really read those, so they're not really going to be on this list. I also made sure not to put any Jane Austen on because I think she would like Austen. I didn't want to do anything super obvious. I have 3 classics on here. Some of the things I was looking for when it came to books is I wanted things that were light and happy, but I also went and I got some deeper topics. I got a few tearjerkers. I think she would like that. And I wanted books with friendships. I did have a bit of a hard time with that. Yeah, so I own a bunch of them. The other ones I've read. Some of them I've read and I didn't like, but I think she would like. And I'm just going to share them with you. And then in the comments, let me know if you agree with some of my thoughts here, or if there's other books that you've read that you think she would like. We have pretty much opposite tastes, me and my idea of what Kathleen Kelly would like, but I'll share what I've come up with. So to kick things off, I'll start with the classics because I feel like these ones are fairly obvious, and I'm going to kick things off with North and South. Pretty much if I can't do a video holding this book this month, I mean, is it even really a video by me? I think that Kathleen Kelly, which I think you have to say both of her names at once, you can't just say Kathleen because then there's the whole scene with her and a girl named Kimberly and whatever. Kathleen Kelly. Anyway, I think she would like this one because I think it has general Pride and Prejudice vibes. But for some reason I loved this one and have yet to love Pride and Prejudice. I think she would like the romance. I wouldn't really call this much of a romance in this book at all. But I think she would like it. I think she would feel sorry for Margaret leaving her beautiful southern England country and moving to industrial town. Yeah, and I think she would like the Higgins guy, I can't remember his name, Nicholas, I think, and just feel sorry for some of the people that are struggling in the book. So that's why I chose this one. Next up, I feel like this one is kind of a no-brainer, she would obviously like this. That is Little Women. I couldn't really find books with good friendships, but this one, these girls have such a strong sibling bond. That kind of took the place for this. So Little Women, we follow 4 sisters, and I totally think that this would be a Kathleen Kelly book. It's got some warm fuzzies, it's got some struggles, but I think she would really like that one. I don't have a whole lot to say on that one. Then I wanted to pick an L.M. Montgomery because Anne of Green Gables is mentioned in the movie, but I didn't want to pick Anne because that's just too obvious. So I went with The Story Girl. This I think is maybe my favorite L.M. Montgomery book. I haven't read them all, so I'm not sure if I can say that for sure yet. But in this one we follow Sarah Stanley as she goes and visits her cousins, the Kings. She ends up staying there for 2 years, I think. I'm pretty sure this book takes place over 1 year, and the next book, The Golden Road, takes place over year 2. And when I read this, I just tapped this thing up like crazy. Sarah Stanley is known for making up a lot of stories and just entertaining people, And I think that Kathleen Kelly would enjoy this sweet little area, Avonlea. It takes place kind of in the same area as Anne and Green Gables, like in the same little world. And I think she would enjoy reading about some of the silly townsfolk and the things that go on. So there's my next one. Then we'll go for a tearjerker. I think that she would like Bachman. And I've only liked 2 Bachman books, or I've really only finished 2. And I decided to go with And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer. It was kind of a toss-up between that one and A Man Called Uva. But I think she would really like And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer. The book is only like under 100 pages, like 90 some pages maybe. It takes like 45 minutes to read, and I just remember by the end of it I just like had tears streaming down my cheeks, and I think she would enjoy that, you know, enjoy that good cry every now and then. So in that one, it's a letter from a man to his grandson. Is that how it worked? I don't remember. But it's talking, I think, about like dementia and losing your mind, and it was very emotional. And when an author can make you that emotional with such a short little book, it's amazing. And I think that Kathleen Kelly would just be going through all the Kleenex. Then when I was looking on my shelves, I was thinking, what do I have here that is like so out of the blue that most people wouldn't pick this one, but I think she would really like? And I'm going with this one. This is Terry Blackstock's Catching Christmas. So I read this last Christmas, and it's very, it is a Christmas kind of like romance book. We've got this really, what is he? Like curmudgeon-y taxi driver. He is pretty much Luke Danes from Gilmore Girls as a taxi driver, and the main character, the main female character in here, even calls him that. And then they have a bit of a the 2 main characters have a bit of a bitter relationship, ideas towards each other for the first bit. But I mean, it's like kind of like a Christmas story, Christmas romance story maybe, so like it all turns out well in the end, and I can see her really enjoying this book as well. Then I thought I would go for historical fiction. I think Kathleen Kelly would really like historical fiction. One that I think she would like that I did not like is A Gentleman in Moscow. We just follow this guy. I keep saying we follow him. We don't follow him anywhere. He stays in a hotel for the entire book. He is on house arrest in a hotel for like 30 years. Yeah, and I didn't really like it, but I don't know, I feel like Kathleen Kelly would like it, so that one had to come on the list. Then I was really going for the tearjerkers. I think she would like that, so I pulled out The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. Yeah, this one, actually I think it's supposed to be like a YA book. So much for my like not trying to get like kids books, but whatever. This one, we follow a boy who is like 4th grade-ish, I think, if I remember correctly, and his father is one of the top guys at a concentration camp. And oh man, you guys, this one just had me crying so much at the end as well. We kind of see World War II through the eyes of a German boy whose father is high up, and just how he really has no idea what's really going on. That's all I'll say with that one. Yeah. And then another, is this maybe my last? I've got a couple more historical fiction here, I guess. We've got The Book Thief. I feel like almost everyone likes The Book Thief, and so therefore Kathleen Kelly would as well. And there is a friendship in here that I think she would really like. So this is, yeah, World War II historical fiction. I won't go much into this one since I think most people have read it, but I think Kathleen Kelly would like to see people that are kind of like fighting against some of the hard times that have been put on them. I'm not really sure. I just seemed like one she would like as well. Then I picked up As Bright as Heaven, Susan Meisner. I thought that this one is quite unique for what I have read for historical fiction. We follow 3 sisters and a mother, 3 sisters I think, and they move to live with the dad's uncle, and he's taking over the like the morgue. The uncle runs a funeral home. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, and so the setting was so interesting. I think that Kathleen Kelly would really like that. And then this takes place during the Spanish flu. So like a funeral home is going crazy at this time. And this one is so well written, and I think that Kathleen Kelly would enjoy this writing a lot. One of my favorite historical fiction books is, well, I actually can't decide. I was trying to decide between Ruta Sepetys' Salt to the Sea or Shades of Grey. And honestly, I'm not sure which one I would put on this list, maybe both. Ruta Sepetys does such a good job, I feel like, pulling out some of the lesser known historical fiction stories, or like stories from history, and then puts the fiction spin on them. And one of them is a World War II, Salt to the Sea, I think that's during World War II, and then Shades of Grey, we end up in a concentration camp in like Siberia. Oh man, I forget all the details, but I need to reread both of those. And I think, yeah, I just think that historical fiction would be a thing that Kathleen Kelly would really like. And then once again, just people going through hard times and persevering, I think she would really like that. Okay, I think that's all I have for historical fiction, but I have a nonfiction, and that is The Hiding Place. Very much a lot of the same themes as the historical fiction, why I think she would like those. In this one we follow Corrie ten Boom, whose family hid a ton of Jews. I don't know if there's actually, is there even a number on how many Jews they hid? I don't think so. She just has an amazing story, and I could see Kathleen Kelly getting like totally sucked into this. Continuing with nonfiction, I thought she also might like some poetry, so I pulled out All Along You Were Blooming. I just got this one in the mail from Gloria. It's going to be in my November wrap up yet. This is a beautiful collection of poetry, and with also like beautiful art throughout. And I think that Kathleen Kelly she loves words, and she would just love all these poems and also appreciate how artistic it is. And then also another poet or collection of poetry I think she would like would be an Emily Dickinson poetry collection. I know Kathleen Kelly is like a New York girl through and through, and Emily Dickinson writes a lot of like nature poetry, but I think that, you know, when she's talking about how a lot of what she sees in life reminds her of what she read in a book, I feel like a lot of, you know, she would like to read some nature stuff because it's not really what she finds in the middle of New York. So I wanted to add that one. And then we've got a couple more left here. Then I wanted to add one of Anne Bogel's books, but I couldn't decide between two of them. So she's got Reading People and I'd Rather Be Reading. So I'd Rather Be Reading is a lot of like things that bookish people feel, like just you feel known as a bookish person. But then Reading People is all about personalities. And I couldn't decide which one of those Kathleen Kelly would prefer, so I'm adding both of those to the list. And then the very final one is a cute little book called Book Love. This one is a little comic collection, really. And if you are a hardcore bookish person, you need to read this book and you will feel like someone has been spying on you and looking into your soul. Almost every single one of the comics in there felt applicable to me, and it's a lot also not really supposed to be about introversion, but like it kind of is. It's pretty much just, if you'd rather be reading than spending time with people, this is the book for you. And so I think it would also be the book for Kathleen Kelly. Wow, how many times did I say Kathleen Kelly during this? I don't know. So there we go. Those are my thoughts on books that I think Kathleen Kelly would like. I'm gonna stand by those. I think she would like all of those. I'm sure there's more. Let me know some that you think should be added to this list in the comments below. And thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't watched You've Got Mail this year, now is the perfect time to do so. So you have my permission now to go and watch it.